Hi everyone. Before I go off to run some errands, I think that I'll make some videos. And recently I've been quite busy and a bit tired, so I haven't really been made. I've been regular in my video uploads, but I haven't really done something that's really extensive and very long for the reason, and also because I thought that I just wanted to have some time for myself. And in any case, if I guess that this permits, I'll try to see if there's anyone who's interested in live chat that we can actually connect. And hopefully that works out in the maybe in the long run, not so much the short run. But today I just want to actually make this really quick video about this question. Okay, this question that I've been contemplating, and this has been going around online for quite a long time, and I believe that this has been addressed even by those with a PhD in counseling or psychology. Okay, this is the question as to whether, okay, this question, just listen, are narcissists evil? Okay, um, okay, in a very short form of an answer, my answer is yes. But before you all just switch off or go somewhere else, let me just say a little bit more as to why narcissists are actually evil. Okay, and it's not really what you'll be thinking of. Okay, the thing is that most of us are very used to thinking of evil in terms of it's a very moral or ethical dimension of, okay, this person is evil, this person is good. It's more in terms of their actions, and or if not their actions, their very basic personality or alignment. Okay, you like talking about evil, you even have like things like Dungeons and Dragons where they have alignments like morally evil, morally good, morally neutral, and then you have like those little fine shades like lawfully evil, chaotically evil. What was that? And it was also that whole lawful and chaotic thing also applies to neutral and good. But I think in the very general classification of the thing, a narcissist and all narcissists in fact are just evil. Okay, uh, I would say that actually most of them are probably also irredeemably evil. Okay, why do I say that? Okay, and I'm actually going to actually say something that is going to actually fly in the face of what modern day psychology has said about that. Okay, the reason why I say this is actually in relation to something that I've read from this life coach, Kim Said. I think that she made a lot of sense because she has also studied psychology herself, and as someone who actually went to India for a while to be with her partner, and who was actually kind of she was actually exploited and abused by her partner in India, and also I think in America, and she had a lot of these stories to tell about her own experience with narcissistic abuse. They are essentially evil. They are not really humans. Okay, that's what she claims. They are more closer to a psychopath than a normal human. I agree with her. Okay, then let me just go through what she said that actually really resonated. She said that the thing about this modern day psychologies or even psychiatry's approach towards narcissism, especially negative narcissism, to deny that it's evil. Okay, what they did was to actually base it on the trauma theory. Okay, what do I mean by the trauma theory? Okay, for this psychologists and psychiatrists, their basic underlying claim was that narcissists behave in this way because they develop this defense mechanism um, to protect themselves because they undergone some kind of trauma when they were young. Okay, this trauma theory is a very predominant theory that is actually around right now. when people talk about narcissism. So people like, you hear that even with clinical psychologists, they'll claim that, oh, this person is narcissistic, he or she is narcissistic because they have actually experienced some form of childhood trauma, and then in response to that they came up with this idea of false self, and that led them to become really, really mean and horrible, and at the expense of other people. I'm not denying that there's some possible validity, but however, the problem was, as Kim Said herself said, which I really agree. Okay, having studied that particular theoretician, that it came all from Sigmund Freud's theory of psychological dysfunction. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Okay, we all know that Sigmund Freud, this German so-called therapist or whatever, he was the father of modern day psychology. But the real problem with his methods was that most of his theories were being disproved. He had certain theories, such as the idea that even since before adulthood, children were really pretty much sexual, and that they have this idea of wanting, this whole thing about desire to want to sleep with their parents of the opposite sex. It's so ridiculous. I don't recall myself having that kind of thing, to wanting to sleep with my mother, for fuck's sake. And it's not just that. He had a certain obsession with sex in his theories, and on top of that, there are certain other theories of his which were subsequently disproved over the years. Okay, one of the main problem was also that Sigmund Freud's the majority of his patients were all people, not majority, all of his patients that he worked with were actually in the mental hospital, so they are clinically crazy. Clinically crazy. And when we are not actually using so-called not healthy, but functional, when you're not using a functional proportion of the human population to actually base your theories on, you are essentially creating this kind of possibility for error. The margin for error for his theories were obviously very wide, very wide. And the strange thing was this, as an English major, back in university, even right through into grad school, I actually remember that when I was studying Sigmund Freud's theories. I studied it as an English major, so I read a lot of his books, not a lot, but some of his theories, and I came across some of the excerpts and everything, and then reading what he had said about psychology, and seeing how it was being applied to literary texts like Hamlet and whatever. It kind of struck me at one point. I was thinking, why are we using such outdated theories to actually praise things like, we claim that literary texts are universal in their moral themes or ethical themes, or whatever that actually apply to us regardless of our cultural, social, or even our religious background. But then at the same time, you're using someone's theory like Freud's theory, which basically have been disproved by psychology and modern science, especially neuroscience. What logic is there? So, it doesn't make sense. And if you were to think about, okay, let's go back to the whole idea. Because of this problem, okay, I think that most psychologists, their claim to even claim that, oh, all these narcissists are wounded people, it doesn't really hold true. Because as far as I remember, okay, the narcissists that I encountered in my life, the majority of them were actually indulged excessively when they were young. They were simply treated like little gods and goddesses by their parents. And this kind of indulgence led them to become so malignant, so evil. Okay, so you are saying that they are not evil? Please, I don't believe it. They are evil. They are fully aware. Okay, that's one reason. It's a very outdated approach to deny that they are evil based on Freud's theories. And then the second thing is that they are very, very fully conscious of what they are doing. Okay, I'm saying that I know that most people don't want to agree that. They say, oh, these people are acting out of some Pavlovian response or some knee-jerk reaction. No, they are not. And just using one example of that last narcissistic ex that I had 7 years ago, I was asking during the release card, why are you trying to hurt me intentionally? Are you hurting me intentionally? So I'm hurting you for your own good. You get over it. They say that. Yeah, people like that say that. So I'm sure that I'm not the only one who had experienced that from coming from a narcissist, or even psychopath or sociopath. And they all are fully aware of what they are doing, but they still go ahead. So you know one thing, if you are just totally blanking out and then you are operating under the influence of some puppet master, some demonic master, it might seem kind of a convenient excuse to say, oh, you know what, the demon made me do it for the time being. But we know that this doesn't work because no matter how much demons are pulling the strings and manipulating these people, there must be first be consent, there must be free will, and all these people, they chose to live in hatred and destruction. Yeah, they just leave a trail or like a trail of dead bodies and broken hearts, and sometimes if it's not even broken hearts, even broken bones and bodies for some of those who are so violent. Yeah, I mean, I was very thankful because I had, years ago when I had all these narcissists around my life. I mean, I knew some self-defense at least. So even if those people were just violent or they could just turn mean and nasty, they know that they couldn't do it in public because I could defend myself, and there will be witnesses anyway standing on my side saying that, oh, you know what, this man, that means me, was trying to defend himself from this crazy man or woman. I mean, they couldn't afford to do that. All that they could do was like rage and then have their eyes turning black. But I guess I wouldn't be so lucky if I hadn't known my self-defense, yeah, which was my taekwondo. And then okay, so these are the two things. We are currently operating on very outdated models. And second, the truth is that the narcissists are fully aware of what they're doing. They chose to go ahead doing it knowing that they will hurt you, but they still don't want to care because for them, inside their freaking little heads, they already have this idea that you are evil. You have done something to hurt them, even if you have not, because you simply were not good enough for them. Okay, that's who they are. Okay, so I hope that no one really keeps on thinking that these people will change, because they don't change. I mean, to choose that kind of path is a road of no return. It's a literal road to perdition. And I mean, I've seen things like the narcissist's eyes turning totally black. I mean, the part where it's like at least the iris are actually even colored with like brown. It looks brown or something. It turned totally black. And then you have the red around the eyes and everything. It's so like, is it even human? And then the eye, for a period of time, the iris also changed to something that was very very light, like almost orangey, and then before it turned totally black. It's not human, it's demonic. Okay, and even if it's demonic, they did it so under consent, full consent. Yes, full consent, full enabling. And these demons or whatever, or devils that are controlling or empowering them, could only enter with their consent. Yeah, so that's it for now. And yeah, I'll just move on to doing something else. And I hope everyone has a good night. Okay, thanks very much. Okay, bye bye.